In the mid-20th century, the world was plunged into a global conflict that would forever change the course of human history. World War II, a devastating war fought between the Axis powers and the Allies, left an indelible mark on the planet. The seeds of World War II were sown in the interwar period, a time of great political and social upheaval across Europe. The aftermath of World War I left many nations in economic ruin and political instability, creating fertile ground for radical ideologies to take root. During the 1920s and 1930s, totalitarian regimes began to rise, exploiting the chaos and discontent. These regimes promised order, national rejuvenation, and a return to greatness, appealing to populations desperate for change. In Germany, Adolf Hitler's Nazi Party gained power, capitalizing on widespread economic despair and national humiliation following the Treaty of Versailles. Hitler's charismatic oratory and propaganda promised to restore Germany's former glory, leading to his appointment as Chancellor in 1933. The Nazi regime quickly moved to dismantle democratic institutions and establish a totalitarian state. In Italy, Benito Mussolini's fascist party established a dictatorship by exploiting post-war economic troubles and social unrest. Mussolini, known as Il Duce, used propaganda, violence, and political maneuvering to consolidate power. By 1925, he had dismantled democratic institutions and established a one-party state, promoting a vision of a new Roman Empire. And in the Soviet Union, Joseph Stalin consolidated his control over the Communist Party after the death of Vladimir Lenin. Stalin's regime was marked by brutal purges, forced collectivization, and the establishment of a cult of personality. By the late 1930s, Stalin had transformed the Soviet Union into a totalitarian state, with complete control over all aspects of life. These totalitarian regimes, driven by aggressive expansionist policies and a desire for dominance, set the stage for the devastating conflict that would become World War II. The rise of these dictatorships not only reshaped their own nations, but also had profound and far-reaching impacts on global history. The legacy of totalitarianism in the 20th century serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of safeguarding democratic institutions. The world emerged from the ashes of World War II with a renewed commitment to peace, human rights, and international cooperation, determined to prevent such horrors from ever occurring again. The outbreak of World War II was triggered by the German invasion of Poland in 1939. Britain and France declared war on Germany, leading to a global conflict. The Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941 brought the United States into the war. Part 3. The Allied Counteroffensive. The Allies launched a counteroffensive against the Axis powers, culminating in the D-Day landings in Normandy in 1944. The Allied forces pushed into Germany, eventually capturing Berlin and forcing the surrender of the Nazi regime. Part 4. The War in the Pacific. This chapter delves into the intense and pivotal battles that took place in the Pacific theater during World War II, a conflict that reshaped the course of history. In the Pacific, the United States and its allies fought against Japan. The vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean became the stage for numerous fierce battles, where both sides displayed extraordinary bravery and resilience. The conflict was marked by significant naval engagements, amphibious assaults, and brutal island-hopping campaigns. The turning point of the war in the Pacific was the Battle of Midway in 1942. This decisive battle saw the United States Navy, under the command of Admirals Nimitz, Fletcher, and Spruance, deliver a crushing blow to the Japanese fleet. The victory at Midway halted Japanese expansion and shifted the balance of power in the Allies' favor. It was a remarkable feat of intelligence, strategy, and sheer determination. Following the Battle of Midway, the Allies continued to advance across the Pacific, employing a strategy known as island hopping. This involved capturing key islands and using them as bases to launch further assaults, gradually moving closer to Japan. Each island taken was a step forward, but also a testament to the high cost of war, with many lives lost in the process. The battles of Guadalcanal, Iwo Jima, and Okinawa were among the most grueling and significant in this campaign. In 1945, the United States dropped atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, forcing Japan to surrender. These bombings brought unprecedented destruction and loss of life, leading to Japan's unconditional surrender and the end of World War II. The aftermath of the bombings left a profound impact on the world, highlighting the devastating power of nuclear weapons and ushering in a new era of global politics and military strategy. The war in the Pacific was a testament to the resilience and sacrifice of countless individuals, and its legacy continues to shape our world today. Part 5. The Aftermath of World War II. World War II had a profound impact on the world. The war left Europe in ruins, with cities devastated by bombings and battles. The infrastructure was shattered, and millions of people were displaced, struggling to rebuild their lives amidst the rubble. The economic and social fabric of many nations was torn apart, leading to a period of immense hardship and reconstruction. The Axis powers were defeated, and the Allies emerged as superpowers. The victory celebrations were grand, with parades and gatherings marking the end of a brutal conflict. However, the triumph was bittersweet, as the cost of victory was measured in millions of lives lost and widespread destruction. The geopolitical landscape was forever altered, with the United States and the Soviet Union rising to prominence as the new global superpowers. The Nuremberg trials were held to prosecute war criminals. These trials were a significant step in establishing a precedent for international law and justice. High-ranking officials of the Nazi regime were brought to justice for their crimes against humanity, including genocide, war crimes, and crimes against peace. The trials highlighted the importance of accountability and the need to prevent such atrocities in the future. The United Nations was established to promote international peace and cooperation. In the wake of the war, there was a strong desire to create an organization that could prevent future conflicts and foster global collaboration. The UN Charter was signed by representatives from 50 countries, laying the foundation for an international body dedicated to maintaining peace, security, and human rights. The establishment of the United Nations marked a new era of diplomacy and collective security. The world was divided into two opposing blocs, the United States and its allies, and the Soviet Union and its allies, leading to the Cold War. This period was characterized by intense political and military rivalry, with both superpowers vying for global influence. The ideological divide between capitalism and communism led to a series of proxy wars, espionage, and an arms race that threatened global security. The construction of the Berlin Wall became a symbol of this division, representing the physical and ideological barriers that separated East and West. The Cold War shaped international relations for decades, influencing policies, alliances, and conflicts around the world. World War II was a devastating conflict that claimed millions of lives. However, it also served as a catalyst for change. The world learned from its mistakes and committed to building a more peaceful future. The legacy of World War II continues to shape our world today.